Hey everyone, I'm Devika and welcome to a fun-filled episode on our channel. And I say fun-filled because today's episode is filled with riddles. We are going to solve quite a few of the riddles, and why have I brought in riddles today is because I want all of y'all to think in English. Now, if you all have watched up one of our previous videos where we spoke about this trick of thinking in English, I'm sure you'll be able to correlate it with today's video. So in today's video, we are actually going to learn and understand how thinking in English works. So if you haven't watched that video yet, you can see it in the I button here, and do go watch that as well. And coming to today's video, we are going to look at riddles so that we are able to think in English. Now, the video where we discussed about the trick of thinking in English, I didn't tell you what kind of tasks you can do exactly to think in English. Now, what I thought is let's make it a little kind of a fun-filled activity, and let's bring in riddles because we all love solving them. And when we talk about English riddles, we will need to think in English. And why is that so? It's because riddles are something that we need to analyze a lot to be able to come to a conclusion. Now, riddles are something wherein you will need a lot of this logical reasoning, so that you get to understand these words or hidden meanings or the double meanings, or sometimes you need to come up with the out of box kind of answers. So when you have English riddles, you cannot translate them into a regional language and solve them. So most of the English riddles are something wherein your answer or the way to solve the riddle is hidden within the riddle or the question itself. So when you analyze the riddle, you'll be able to put your English language skills into effect and be able to analyze it, analyze each word, analyze the meaning of each word, so as to you can come to the conclusion. That is what we are going to do in today's video. So stay tuned and keep watching, and let's solve these riddles. So for today's episode, I've chosen 5 riddles. Okay, I'll leave the sources of these riddles in the description box. So if you want to work on this and take up more exercises, more riddle kind of exercises, you can go check out these sources and practice more and start thinking in English and explore the different varieties of riddles and come up with their solutions. But for today, let's look at 5 riddles that we shall look at and come up with a logical reasoning and try to solve them. So I have few riddles in front of me. What I'll do is I'll read it out to you. Okay, you'll also get to see it on your screen. Okay, so let's read the riddle thoroughly, let's analyze it, and let's try to come out with an answer to it. Okay, and after analyzing it, I'll also provide you the answer, but that's only for the first 5 riddles. At the end, I have one simple riddle, a very simple fun-filled riddle, which I want all of you all to solve and leave it in the comment section. Okay, so that will come at the end of the video. To start with, let's look at the first riddle, so you can see it on your screen as well. So after analyzing it, I'll provide you the answer, and let's see if you all are coming up with the right answers. So let's look at the first riddle. You can see it on your screen, and I'll read it out. What occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years? So can you come up with an answer to this? Okay, let me tell you, let's not think at it, look at it from an object perspective, and it is also not an event. Okay, so we're not talking about an object or an event, but the answer is hidden right in the riddle itself. Okay, so you have to analyze some of the words in the riddle. So what is that thing that is occurring once in a minute? It is occurring 2 times in a moment, and it is not occurring even once in 1,000 years. So look at the words here. Okay, so we're going to look at the words here. So when you look at the word minute, you see the letter M comes once. When you look at the word moment, you see the letter M occurs twice. And when you see the last phrase, 1,000 years, there's no M. So the answer to this is the letter M. Okay, so I hope you understood how we are analyzing riddles to be able to think in English. You need to look at the words here. So we cannot come up with a solution to this kind of riddles if we translate them to our regional languages. So let's think in English and come up with answer to such more riddles. Let's look at riddle number 2. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? which is that 5-letter word which will become shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Now let me give you a hint. The answer to this is hidden in the question. Not just hidden, it's right there in front of you. Okay, so if you see the question on the screen, you can read the question 2-3 times and you'll actually know the answer. The word or the answer is there in the question, which is that 5-letter word which will become short if you add 2 letters to it. I just gave out the answer actually. The answer to this is the word short. Okay, short is a 5-letter word, S-H-O-R-T. It's a 5-letter word, and when you add ER, that is 2 letters, ER to it, it becomes shorter. Okay, so this is the 5-letter word which will become shorter when you add 2 letters to it. So this is how you need to analyze the riddle to be able to think in English and come up with the answer. Number 3 is again a bit confusing one, but I'll give you the hint at the beginning itself. The answer to this riddle is again right there in the riddle itself. Okay, so the riddle is here on the screen. I am a word. If you pronounce me rightly, it will be wrong. If you pronounce me wrong, it is right. What word am I? Okay, so let's read it again. I am a word. If you pronounce me rightly, it will be wrong. If you pronounce me wrong, it is right. What word am I? Okay, so think for a second. Can you come up with an answer to this? It's a word. It's just one word, and when you pronounce that word correctly, the word is wrong, and if you pronounce it as wrong, it is right. So the word is wrong. Okay, the answer is wrong. W-R-O-N-G is the word. The word here that we're talking about is wrong. That is because if you pronounce it right, that is if you pronounce it as wrong, it is wrong, and when you pronounce it wrong, it is right. That is, it is the right pronunciation. So therefore the word or the answer to this riddle is wrong. Okay, so the next riddle is the one that I found to be the most confusing out of all the riddles that I've chosen today. Okay, so let's have a look at the riddle first. It's there on the screen for you. I'll read it out. A man says, brothers and sisters have I none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is he pointing at? Okay, I'll read it out again. A man says, brothers and sisters have I none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is he pointing at? So this is quite confusing, but we can come to the conclusion or the solution by breaking it down into parts. Okay, so let's look at the first part. We are talking about a man says, brothers and sisters have I none. So a man says here is nothing but the speaker. Okay, so let's refer to this man, a man says, as the speaker. Okay, so the speaker says that he does not have any brothers or sisters, so he does not have any siblings. Okay, so brothers and sisters have I none. So the speaker does not have any brothers and sisters, but that man's father. Okay, so now he's pointing at a man. So the man that is pointing at is the one whom is questioning about. So if you see the last part of the question or the riddle, who is he pointing at? So this is the person whom he is pointing at. So when he says, but that man's father, so that man, so the word here man is the one whom he wants us to answer as to who this man is. Okay, so the speaker does not have any brothers and sisters, and then he's pointing at a man whose father is my father's son. So my father's son, look at this particular phrase here, my father's son. So my father's son is nothing but himself. And now since he doesn't have any brothers and sisters, it will be him itself, right? Because he's talking about my father's son. So I don't have any siblings, and my father. So I am my father's daughter if I don't have any siblings. So similarly here is my father's son. So it is himself, and then we talk, refers to another man whom we need to find out as the answer to this riddle. But that man's father is my father's son. So my father's son is nothing but himself and that man's father. So he's talking again referring to himself. So in this case, that man is nothing but his son. So the answer to this is his son. I'm sure you might have been a little confused. You could actually read it again, and even after the video finishes, maybe you can just go back and pause at this moment and try to analyze it again. But here you'll need to break the sentences to come to the conclusion and the answer to the riddle. So that's the whole point, because you're made to think in English. Only if you break down and analyze these English words, you'll be able to put your English language skills into play to come to a conclusion to this particular riddle. The last riddle that we are going to solve today, okay, again quite a confusing one, but let's read it first. Okay, you see a boat filled with people. It has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why? Okay, you see a boat filled with people, it has not sunk, but when you look again, you don't see a single person on the boat. Why is that so? Is the riddle. Now again, the point here is actually the hidden part is just in one part of the riddle. The riddle has been framed to make it more elaborate and confuse you, but the actual answer is right there in front of you at the last part of the sentence. Okay, so that's a hint. Now, can you come up with an answer to this? You see a boat, there are lots of people on the boat. Okay, so it's filled with people and it is not sunk, and it is right there. So it's not sunk. Okay, the boat is there, it is filled with people, but when you look at it again, you don't see a single person. A single person. So what do you mean by a single person? You know, the double meaning kind of thing comes into picture here. So when we are talking about single person, as in single and married. Okay, so here they say when you look again, you don't see a single person. That is because everybody on the boat is married. Okay, so we're talking about a married person and not a single person. So we are not talking about one person, two person. When referring to single person, we are talking about single as in the status of the person or the marital status of the person. Okay, so the answer to this is you don't see a single person on the boat. That is because every person is married. So I have come to the end of all the 5 riddles that I wanted to discuss. Now comes the riddle that I want all of y'all to attempt. It's not a confusing one like the ones we just did. This is a very simple one, and it is right here on the screen. So what gets broken without being held? Okay, just one line, one simple sentence, and the hint is it has a touch of emotion. Okay, it's not a physical object, it is not an event, it is not a person, it's something related to the emotions. Okay, so what gets broken without being held? I want you all to attempt this, and do leave the answers in the comment section, and maybe I'll tell you the answers in the answer to this one in the next video. So think about it, think it from the emotional perspective, and come up with an answer to this riddle and leave it in the comment section. So I'll end the video here. That's about it. I just wanted to discuss riddles with you and let you all know that you can actually go ahead, solve riddles so that you can think in English. So pick up English riddles, look up sites where English riddles are available, and try to come to the answer yourself by analyzing each English word there so that you can think in English. Also, another aspect of riddles is that since they are written small sentences make a riddle, you can also get a good understanding of adjectives, conjunctions, prepositions through riddles. Maybe we can take up understanding these kind of aspects through another video where I'll take up riddles to show you all how you can learn prepositions, conjunctions, and all of these through riddles. Okay, for now I want you all to take up riddles to think in English and be able to fluently understand each word that is given in that particular riddle. So do let me know if you all like today's video, and do so by hitting on the thumbs up, and as I said, leave the answer to the riddle that I asked in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you continue receiving notifications of all our upcoming videos. I shall see you all soon again with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.